Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Carl Silverman at the Jupiter, Florida circumcision crisis protest. This is day 10 of the Florida circumcision crisis protest. Carl Silverman, are you able to hold the microphone and tell our audience why you're out here? Keep it about 6 to 10 inches from your mouth.
Yeah, hi. This isn't the first time I've been with Bloodstained Men. As a 100% DNA Ashkenazi Jew, I can tell you that when I was 8 days old, I was brutally circumcised without any anesthetic. And I really didn't realize what it involved until much later in my adult life, actually. And when I did, I realized that I didn't want to have anything to do with it, especially if I were to have boys. I fortunately had girls, so I didn't have to come to that kind of decision. But so that was fortunate. But anyway, the problem is I'm here not necessarily as a Jew, but as somebody who was influenced by the Jewish culture growing up. And back then, every boy had it done. I remember my mother saying that it was done. One of the reasons it was done because it was cleaner that way. It was cleaner that way. Like, 90% of the people on the earth aren't clean. I'm sure there are some that are not clean, but a shower usually takes care of that. Anyway, when we're out here on these street corners, sometimes we get, thumbs up. Sometimes we get, a fist bump in the air. Sometimes we get a finger thrown at us. And then sometimes, particularly from this sign, I get the label of, you're anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semitic, Well, these are very thin-skinned, likely Jewish passersby, and unfortunately they're mostly in cars, so we don't really have much chance to engage with them. But a few years ago when I was with this group, there was we were down in Boca Raton, which has a large Jewish community, probably the greatest percentage-wise Jewish community of any in the country other than New York, the New York City area. And while we were on the street corner there, we had some Jewish people, couples in cars that were supportive of what we were doing. We had, I remember particularly, one woman who walked by. She was on foot. I think it was even a Saturday morning, so I guess she couldn't ride in a car. So she walked past and she saw this sign. She goes, "You're anti-Semitic," And I said, "I'm a Jew, you idiot," and she was shocked. She was absolutely shocked. And I don't know if she's the same one that called the cops on us, but the cops sort of educated her as to what our rights are, and it didn't deter us. We continued. So anyway, when unfortunately the Bloodstained Men haven't come down to Southern Florida in quite a while, and I was looking for them to returning. It was the last time was something like 2015 maybe, and so I've joined them. This is the fourth city that I've been with them, and I won't be able to help out further this time around, but I might meet up with them in Washington, D.C. in October for the American Academy of Pediatrics, which held their convention in late October. And I went to the last one they had in D.C., and that was a lot of fun, engaging with with doctors and nurse practitioners, and many of them were on our side, others were not, and the thing about it is a lot of this is a lot of these doctors do this because the parents want it done. So it's not always the doctors that are really pushing it. There are some for sure, but so we really need to get to the parents and educate them. And it's difficult because they're fighting these competing um, influences. Their parents, what their parents want them to do, what their peers want them to do, what the doctors may or may not want them to do. And it's a difficult position that some of these parents are in. So we're trying to educate them and have them realize that, it's only in America and Israel where a significant portion of the population is circumcised. So the other interesting thing is, and again, I say this as a 100% Ashkenazi Jew, is that the medical community historically in America has been greatly influenced by Jewish doctors. Okay, many doctors are Jewish. Nowadays there are more Asian doctors, Middle Eastern doctors. So I think you're finding a little bit more assimilation, so to speak. And anyway, so it's a long task. It'll certainly not be accomplished within my lifetime. But and there are always going to be sects of religious people, particularly. I was speaking to a girl, and he's moving to Israel. He will if he has a boy, he's going to circumcise the boy. He's going to have a moil. So, so trying to deal with, I didn't really spend a lot of time trying to convince him against circumcision, because when something is influences in his life. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to put comments underneath the video.
Thank you, Carl Silverman.
And I'll try to answer those questions.
Thank you, Carl Silverman. Live here, ladies and gentlemen, from Jupiter, Florida, on day 10 of the 13-day Florida Circumcision Crisis Protest Tour. So after today, we have 3 more days. So we're in the home stretch now, ladies and gentlemen. Carl's been out here with us for a few days. Carl Silverman, thank you so much for joining Bloodstained Men on the front lines of the struggle for human rights in the United States. Carl, intact genitals are indeed a human right.
Take care. We'll see you again.
Thank you, Carl Silverman. Carl Silverman, ladies and gentlemen, longtime supporter and protester with Bloodstained Men. Dwayne, we are live on YouTube, and I shared the link to Twitter and Facebook.
It's
take it away. You got the microphone.
So ridiculous. I got to be out here. So ridiculous. I have to tell people that not to take knives to the genitals of babies. What kind of flipped world are we in, where we have to tell someone, don't take a knife to your child's genitals?
And they get mad about it.
Yeah, and then they get mad about it. It's like, they're like, oh, it's ridiculous you're out here. Yes, it's totally ridiculous that I'm out here. It's ridiculous that I have to say not to take a knife to a baby's genitals.
Back up a little, so
every mammal on Earth, from a mouse to a whale, has a foreskin. Males and females, girls and boys, mice to whales, all have foreskins. We were born with them. Last million years of evolution, must be a reason for it. In the United States, greedy American doctors will cut your child's genitals. Newborn, coming to the earth, strapped down, and having part of its healthy body part amputated. And then we're told that it's for their own good. I have my own family members telling me it was for my own good. I don't think so. I don't think it was for my own good, that's for sure. I think that it affected me negatively forever, and there's no doubt about no doubt in my mind about that. destroyed my trust, destroyed my connection. How can any human being develop naturally, emotionally develop naturally, if someone strapped them down and removed some of their body parts? It's like the male body is not even to be tolerated.
Boys are born perfect.
The male body's not even to be tolerated. So we have to remove part of the male body in order for it to be acceptable.
No one should have a knife peek into their genitals.
And people will say it. It's like one breath in their mouth, and it's like, oh, what a perfect baby. Hand me the knife. It's a perfect baby boy.
Protect your boy.
Strap him down and cut parts of his body off. I mean, when you say it out loud, all you got to do is say it out loud. Just say it out loud, and it'll become totally obvious what an insane statement that is.
Thank you.
What's insane is that I have to be out here telling people not to cut babies' body parts off. They're born just like they're supposed to be born. Intersex children are that's even worse. They don't have it. They don't have any choice. They're getting sexual determination surgery on them one way or another. Everyone deserves a right to their own body. No one should be taking a knife to children's genitals. This is obvious. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. My liberty was taken moments after my birth. My pursuit of happiness was destroyed by destroying my trust, leaving me in fear. It's PTSD. That's the conclusion that I came up with. Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, see, now I'm going to put a label on it. Everybody goes, oh, that's not what it is. Okay, look it up for yourself. How about there's an ACE score, acute childhood trauma. ACT, acute childhood trauma. Look that up. And circumcision hits like 8 of the 10 criteria for extreme trauma. Body, your right taken, your autonomy taken from you, your choice taken from you, your body parts taken from you. And that's not to discount anybody's experience with sexual harm. It's not what this is about. This is not about mine's worse and yours is worse. No, we're all the worst. Anytime you have a sexual trauma, it's the worst. What more worse thing can however that choice was taken from you. And it's like, oh, you're anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Semitic. You can be Semitic all you want. People have the right to their own body. Seems obvious. All mammals are born with foreskin, from a mouse to a whale. Girls and boys included. Is FGM okay? No. Is it okay to strap little girls down and take their body parts? No, it isn't. Is it okay to strap little boys down? In the United States of America, it seems that the belief that it's okay. It's not okay. Wasn't okay with me. I did not consent. That's my other sign. So my other favorite sign. I did not consent. This sign is stop the cruelty. And it's cruel. They might use a local anesthetic, but it's like, what other amputation do they perform on any person with a local anesthetic? No doctor in the United States of America, except for circumcision, is going to perform an amputation of a human being using only local anesthetic. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in an American hospital. You know it. I know it. We all know it. They don't give anesthetic to infants. You know it. I know it. They might get a local anesthetic. It's not required. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. It is not required. They can strap down a little bit. As a matter of fact, not only is it not required, it's the only surgery, the only so-called quote-unquote medical surgery that is not regulated. Notice that street you're looking at? We can perform a circumcision right there in the middle of that street. There's a guy on a bicycle. No, it's a girl. We'll get the girl on the bicycle over there, and we'll pay her to perform a circumcision, to perform an amputation of a human being right here in the middle of that street. Oh, that's totally legal. Oh, can I amputate their finger right there? No, can't do that. Oh, can I amputate the parts off a girl? No, can't do that. Can we strap a little boy down right there in the middle of the street and perform an amputation on him? Yes, you can. That's totally legal in the United States of America. The only unregulated surgery. The only unregulated surgery removes parts of the genitals of the male reproductive parts. Here we are, on the street corner. Bloodstained men on the street corner. So ridiculous I gotta be out here. I could be doing it. You know what day it is. I got better things to do, I'll tell you.
Thank you, Dwayne. That's Dwayne Van Lanker, ladies and gentlemen, from St. Augustine, Florida. Thank you, Dwayne. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my live broadcast here today on YouTube. Dwayne, would you hold the camera for me? Actually, let me look. Let's turn this way so I'm not looking into the sun.
Do you want to look at that?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brother K reporting live from Jupiter, Florida. Day 10 of the Florida circumcision crisis protests, 10 of 13. We're in the home stretch now. We're here to warn you so that you can warn your friends, relatives, neighbors, and loved ones that circumcision is not medicine. Circumcision is cruel, violent, barbaric child abuse. Friends don't let friends circumcise, ladies and gentlemen. Doctors around the world agree with us. Doctors around the world agree with bloodstained men that circumcision is not medicine, that circumcision is cruel, violent, barbaric child abuse. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do what you can. Spread the word. Friends don't let friends circumcise. We will see you tomorrow from... I don't know the cities. There's 25, 26 cities on this list. I didn't memorize it, ladies and gentlemen, but if you go to bloodstainedmen.com, you'll see the drop-down menu on the right. We'll be in, Carl Silverman tells me, Carl, we're going to be in Vero Beach tomorrow morning, and where tomorrow afternoon? Melbourne, that sounds about right. So Carl Silverman tells me we will be in Vero Beach tomorrow morning and Melbourne tomorrow afternoon. That's in Florida. If you live anywhere in the vicinity, join Bloodstained Men on the front lines of the struggle for human rights in the United States. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon.